Hello everybody, my name is OG. This is my first ever YouTube video, so I don't really know what to say. I live in Japan, and I have been living here for the past few years, and I'm a big fan of the Resident Evil series and a lot of other video games. And I've always kind of collected video games and memorabilia throughout the years, but I've never really seriously gone into it because I've never had adult money, and now I do. And so since I've been here, the last few years I've picked up stuff here and there, but the last, I guess, year I wanted to make a dedication to make a complete Japanese Resident Evil collection. Not just because one, it's a little bit cheaper than the English versions, but because there's a lot more Japan exclusives, the artwork's different, and I've seen people post little collections, like the original 1, 2, and 3 on YouTube, but I've never seen a complete collection. There was a guy that did a North American collection, I believe. I can't remember the name off the top of his head, but seeing his video kind of pushed me to make this video. I don't have a lot. I have a lot of the game guides, and then I have a few other pieces. Excuse the mess in the background, I'm kind of moving soon. But without that, I don't know how I'm going to edit this, what I'm going to do, so excuse for that. But I guess I'm going to get right to it. I don't have anything too crazy that I guess you guys would think. To me, I love everything I have, and a lot of it I've gotten at different stores, which I can get into later. But without further ado, I will get into it. I don't know how to edit really, so I'm just gonna grab, show, and then later on maybe I'll do a specific video if this video does well, and I can go into detail into each piece. Starting off, I have a Resident Evil Damnation Blu-ray and statue. It is completely factory sealed. It does have sun damage though, because believe it or not, I found this at a store in Hiroshima City, and it was for MSRP, so I actually paid 13,800 yen for it, which is what it was when the movie came out. It's sun damaged because it was been in the window for I don't know how many years. Funny story, my friend and I were walking down Hondori, and we randomly went into this building, and we couldn't find the elevator, so we climbed I think 9 stories of stairs and made it to the top, and it was a little toy store, a little music section, and then I saw this in the case, and then yeah, immediately got it. I think I got this 2 years ago. I've never opened it. I've just been sitting next to me on my desk. The next big thing I have is the Resident Evil Village Collector's Edition. I also got this at MSRP. It is still factory sealed. I do not have the shipping box that came with it. I was kind of dumb and threw that away looking back on it, but I kept it like this just because it is nice to look at. I know what's in all of these. I've looked it up. I've just never really had reason to open them, and I probably never will. That one I got at a manga and game store here in my local town. I actually got this my first year in Japan, and I think it was 9 p.m. and my friend and I were at a late night McDonald's run, and we stopped at the manga store just to look around because I think he's really big into K-pop and he wanted to check the new albums, and this was actually in the clearance bin. So I think I got that for $45 was what it translates to. So that was really crazy. I saw the brown box and I saw the Capcom logo, and then I translated it, and I know the kanji for biohazard, and that's kind of how I figured it out. My most recent bigger piece is the Gun Survivor 4. This is not factory sealed, this is a resealed bag, but it is in mint condition, I would say. The game's in here, and the original, what's it called? Gun controller, I can't remember, I want to say Joy-Con, I don't think that's it. I found this, I picked it up for about 8,500 yen, so I think that's 60, 70 something dollars, I believe. So, GunCon, yeah. So this came out, there are 3 Gun Survivors, technically 4 if you want to count Dino Crisis. I know Dino Crisis is a big thing, Capcom, but I'm going to be honest, I've never played it except for the demo that came out in the Resident Evil 3 double case. But other than that, yeah, this is really cool. This is actually one of my favorite Resident Evils for the soundtrack alone, which is really cool. I highly recommend this one if no one's played it. The controller still works. The owner of the retro store that I found, he told me to just be careful with the trigger. Moving on to games, I guess we'll start with the oldest one first. So this is Biohazard 2 on the GameCube. It is complete in box, and it is not factory sealed, but it is wrapped to make it look like it's factory sealed. I got this at a book off earlier this year. I think I paid like 10,000 yen for it, but it was in the display case. Saw it, had to pick it up. This is actually the first GameCube title I own, so I was really excited when I saw this one. Moving on to PlayStation 1. I'm just gonna kind of speed through these. Got Biohazard 3, Last Escape. This I got in Osaka at Potato World, I think is what it's called. Biohazard 2, this is the double case, or 2 disc. So this one I also got in Osaka at the same time as 3. I do have some English ones that are actually from my PC growing up. I got Resident Evil Director's Cut. I do have some English stuff just thrown in here that I get every now and again. I have the first Gun Survivor, which I also got along with 2 and 3 when I was in Osaka. I want to be honest, I've never played this one. I've seen people play it. I know the story behind it. I know how it fits into the timeline, but I also know it's not a great game. Maybe one day I'll get around to play it, but I'm gonna be honest, I've never played this one. It's one of the only 2 I've never played. That and Resident Evil Gaiden I've never played, just because it's so expensive to get. And then I have Biohazard on the Sega Saturn. I don't remember I got this one. I think I got this one in Fukuoka like 2.5 years ago, maybe. Moving on to PS3, or probably PS2. Excuse me. Yeah, PS2. English, once again. This is Resident Evil 4. This is actually my original copy. I think of my dad's, when he got it, when it came out, I want to say 2005, I think this game came out. Yeah, this is when I grew up watching him play and my brother, and I've just had it. And the disc is still in good condition. I still actually play this one because I do have my PS2. I do have Biohazard Code Veronica. I can't remember where I got all these, but I do have this one on the PS2. Biohazard Outbreak. I'm still looking for File 2, but this is one of the niche ones that I recommend. It's really fun. The Japanese artwork is different than all the English variants, which is really nice. I prefer this Outbreak cover over the Samurai Edge English version. This is Umbrella Chronicles. This is one of the rail shooters along with the Gun Survivors, one of the newer ones that was made for the Wii. I have the regular version here, and then I have the, where is it? The Dark Side Chronicles. This is the not special edition, but it's got the sleeve with it. This is not factory sealed. This is just the plastic that was on it in the store. I think this, not a book off, I can't remember the name of it. This one I picked up recently in Fukuoka. Moving on from that, I have the Biohazard Code Veronica on the Dreamcast. This is the special edition. I think there's 2 versions of this, and they had both of them there in Osaka at Potato World. And for some reason I grabbed this one and not both of them. But it's not too hard to find the games here. Some of the more niche ones are harder to find, like Gaiden, the GameCube titles, and actually some of the Dreamcast titles. This is Biohazard Revelations 2 on the Vita. I don't have the case, but they had it loose and I picked it up just because it is one of the harder ones to find. I think maybe I could find an empty case or order it off of eBay and make my own CIB is what I'll probably do. If not, if I find another one, I'll buy it, and then I just got a loose copy. On to Wii, I have Biohazard 4 on the Wii edition. I have played this edition, but in English. This is actually also my copy from when we first got it back in the day, but it's Resident Evil English Archives on the Wii. It's one of the remakes that they did, but the case is cracked, but it still works. It's in this little plastic cover to stop it from damaging. but it's just one of the English ones I have in my collection. Moving on to PS3 and PS4, just gonna kind of speed through these. These are kind of the newer ones, but I picked this up for this. These are like $2 here, like Biohazard 5, Biohazard Revelations. This is the Unveiled edition, and then this is actually Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City in English, and it is still factory sealed. This is, believe it or not, one of my favorite Resident Evils, just because it's one of the few like multiplayer story ones that you can play with a group of friends. And I actually had a lot of fun playing this, I think in 2011 or 12 when this game came out. And I still play it till this day. I'm gonna be honest, I still find lobbies, even though you sit for like 20-30 minutes waiting. But there's a community for it, and it's really fun to play. And even though it didn't age well, I still recommend it to people. This is Village Z edition, and then this is 7 Gold edition. 8 is still factory sealed. There also is another copy inside the special edition. So I'm working on getting the older ones first instead of the newer ones, just because the newer ones, they're easy to get and they're not too expensive, and I'd rather put my money aside and save up for something bigger, like something older, like the Gun Survivor box. Moving on to the manga, which I do have a lot of. I have a lot of these. There's a huge stack next to my feet right now. These are game guides. I can't read them, unfortunately, but they have a lot of cool artwork in them, and I can't really find them online that much. I find like some of the older ones, but like there's different versions of them because I think different companies make them, but they're all licensed by Capcom and they're all official. Kind of speed through them. These I can make another separate video on, which I probably will, but I have a Code Veronica. Excuse the top of my head every time I bend down. I have this version of Resident Evil 5 along with this version of Resident Evil 5. I think one's just the enhanced edition or special edition, so one has the DLC stuff for it. This is Resident Evil 6. Also another all called Biohazard. They're all in Japanese. This is Biohazard 0. Funny story, these guides are actually more expensive than some of the games. These go for about anywhere from like 2,000 to 4,000 or 5,000 yen each, and the games go for like 150 yen, which is really funny. We're gonna get into more of the cooler ones. Dark Side Chronicles, Umbrella Chronicles, Biohazard Outbreak File 2, which what I meant is that I have 3 different versions of this. Oh, sorry. I have 3 different versions of Biohazard Outbreak File 2, and I think this is all 3. I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna try to go for a full game guide collection along with the games, just to make the collection, cooler and stand out. Then this is, of course, the first Outbreak. It is damaged. The pages are not connected to the cover art, but it's still cool to find. I find Outbreak File 2 guides all the time, but never Outbreak File 1. But yet I can find Outbreak File 1 game, but not Outbreak File 2 game. So it's kind of funny. This is the Death Island manga. I know there was a limited manga run that they did. I think it takes place before Game 6 or after Game 6. No, it takes place before Game 6. I have read the English versions. I don't own them. I never got them when they came out, and I regretted it. And I'll probably end up buying them off of eBay, but when I go into manga stores, it's a little harder to find them just because I can't read Japanese. And this one I found just because I asked if they have any Biohazard, and then they had the Death Island. When I'm looking through it, it's just one-to-one to the movie. It looks like, just with a few extra different scenes. Biohazard 3. This is Biohazard 1, but the GameCube version for the remake. And then official complete for Biohazard 4. And then these are kind of cool. These are older. These are the original PlayStation ones for Biohazard 1 and Biohazard 2. They're a little backwards because the Japanese open from the back. But these are kind of cool. They're thin. They actually have really cool artwork in them, so I probably will do a separate video on them. But yeah, that's about my whole entire Biohazard collection right now. Depending on how this video goes or how I feel about it, because I don't really do this, I might buy more stuff and do another video like this, set it up better so you guys don't see all my moving boxes and stuff, or I'll try to vlog with it. It's not too difficult to do that here and what to buy. I do collect other games as well. I'm also going for an Armored Core series, so it's not too difficult. I do have a few of the titles, try to get all the PS2 ones right now. There is some like personal stuff that I want from my collection that I see all the time that like my dream of, like some of the consoles I really want. But yeah, I kind of buy as I go. I don't go out like every weekend, probably like once a month is when I'll do like my big haul. I'll take my backpack with me, and whatever I can spare that month is what I try to get and what I find. I bounce around all over Japan just because I have the ability to. So I bounce between Osaka, Hiroshima, Fukuoka. I've never been to Tokyo. I won't be there until next year. That's probably when it'll be a lot easier, but I want to try to complete that before I move. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. This is my first ever video, so whatever you guys can, put in the comments, like do this, do that. If you want to see a close-up on the game guides or something else, let me know. I'm sorry if like I show something in the camera and then I put it down. I'm just shooting this on my phone, to be honest. I don't have a camera. I'm not fancy with all this. This is something I want to do and I'm excited about. And I thought I could share it with all of y'all because I don't think anyone's ever done it before. At least that I could find on YouTube, someone with a complete Japanese collection along with some other pieces like the game guides and a couple movie statues. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Thank y'all for watching, and yeah, like the video, I guess. Thank you.